Hello and welcome to the Traybakes and More cooking channel. I'm Callie and today I've got another simple, straightforward recipe for you. This is tea loaf. It's essentially a quick bread. A little tea loaf, fruit loaf, whatever you want to call it. But it's dried fruit soaked in tea and spices, mixed up then with flour, some sugar and an egg. Very straightforward. Requires a little bit of planning because you have to soak the fruit the day before. But slice this up, butter it, cup of tea, perfect afternoon snack. Tea loaf. Now, this is the point in my videos where I usually tell you to preheat your oven and to line your tin and to get all that sort of preparation done. But the main part of the preparation for this tea loaf actually began yesterday. So you need a little bit of planning if you want to make tea loaf. So the night before you want to bake, put your dried fruit in a bowl with the sugar and the spices. So I'm using raisins and sultanas here. You can use any mix of dried fruit that you prefer. Put it in the bowl with the sugar and the ginger, cinnamon and mixed spice, a nice generous teaspoon of each of those, and then cover it with the tea. I've just got a regular breakfast tea here. You could use Earl Grey, any sort of black tea like that, just make it nice and strong. Cover your bowl and leave that to soak and absorb and for all that dried fruit to plump up with the sugary, spicy tea mix. This is your preparation. This is what you need to do the night before. And now today, we'll get on with the baking. Right, so we did our first step yesterday by soaking our fruit. So our second step is to preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 160 degrees Celsius for a conventional oven. Remember to reduce your temperature and maybe your time a little bit as well if you're using a fan oven. And line a tin. I have a 2-pound loaf tin, which I've lined with a little bit of baking parchment just to make things easier to remove the tea loaf in the end. So that's second step underway. We have our soaked fruit, we have our oven preheated, we have our tin lined. Step 3, and the final step before everything goes in the oven, is coming up. Right, the final step before this goes in the oven is to add the flour and the egg, and that's all the ingredients that you need for this tea loaf. So I have my fruit that I soaked last night, self-raising flour and an egg. If you don't have self-raising flour, you can use plain flour or all-purpose flour with some baking powder and a little pinch of salt. But that's it. I'm just going to mix these together and then pour it into the tin and then into the oven. So here we go, don't mix it too much, but mix it enough, you know, it's one of those things. Just make sure you don't have any little pockets of flour left in there. Just mix until everything's nicely incorporated and then transfer this into your lined loaf tin, into the oven for about 60 minutes or so. I would start checking it after maybe like 50 minutes, just keep an eye on it. Your oven may be a little bit faster or slower than mine. So just keep cooking until like your skewer comes out nice and clear with no batter left on it. Well, here we go, into the oven with this tea loaf. Right, so here it is out of the oven, still a little bit warm. This took 55 minutes for me today. So, you know, even my own timings are a bit of a recommendation sometimes. It's always good to check these things before the allotted time. Sometimes that's why I give a range for baking, because sometimes things just come out a bit sooner. It will start to go golden on top. You put a skewer down through the middle, that will come out clean, then you know that it's done. Take it out, leave it in the tin to cool, set it on a wire rack or something like that just to protect your work surface. One thing I like to do when this is just out of the oven as well and still warm is to brush some syrup on the top. Golden syrup, maple syrup, or even some honey, something like that. It just gives it a nice sheen. Now, I know I required you to do a little bit of planning and preparation and soak your fruit the night before you bake. Then you have baked. If you can wait one more day, just have a little bit of patience. Once this is cooled, wrap it up, set it aside somewhere where your family aren't going to eat it because, you know, this smells really good right now. And then it will taste better the next day. But I will not judge if you want to slice this up once it's got cool enough to handle because it's really tasty. Spread some butter over it, have it with a cup of tea, and here you have super simple tea loaf. So keep an eye out for more recipes. Subscribe to my channel, tell your family and friends, and I'll see you again soon on Traybakes and More.